Well, in what was supposed to be a celebration, a party, I guess, if you will, of the Devils getting their playoff berth tonight, turned into a beatdown and what we would call, considering it was WWE night tonight, a squash match. Unfortunately, it was us getting squashed against the far less superior Boston Bruins. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. My name is Trevor, and tonight I will be going over the 7-2 beatdown that was the game this evening. And I mean, look, it was they beat us to a pulp. Not really much to talk about the game. I do have some small things I want to go over. I'm not going to go over every goal because it was a 7-2 thrashing by Boston. I like the effort in the second when they finally got going. 2 goals in 19 seconds was all we had tonight, and a little bit of pressure put on afterwards. But other than that, not much else offensively tonight as Jeremy Swayman put on a show. But I'm not gonna panic. But there are a couple small things I didn't like. Number one, the amount of turnovers tonight was just horrendous, leaving Markstrom to dry on most of them goals. And by a certain point, the game was over by then. So, game 7-2. Jesus Christ, man. I'm surprised he was still in the game at that point. But then again, what else you gonna do? I mean, hopefully this means Jake Allen starts Friday night against Pittsburgh. But the amount of turnovers leading to goals, didn't like that. Markstrom should have had a couple. It was just an ugly, ugly night. Devils still can't win 4 in a row, man. It's been over 800 days now since they've had more than a 3-game win streak, and that continues tonight. So, again, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed that they didn't put up more of a fight. I was expecting a little more effort considering there was a clinching scenario tonight. That did not happen. So, that's my main negative thought tonight. Again, just a sloppy play from start. Jesper Bratt with a from the first goal even, the Bratt turnover, which is rare by him. And then the goal, that was just the beginning of it. And, I mean, look, they made it 3-2 at one point, and then the 2 goals led in with less than a minute to go in the periods in the first and the second. Those are backbreakers for anybody. But again, this was a 3-2 game at one point, It's just, if it went into that third period 3-2, I'm like, okay, there's a chance. But hell, even 4-2, and then after that, it ends up being 7-2, your final. So, it leaves a sour taste in your mouth. But I'm not going to panic. There's a chance they could get their spot over the next couple days before their next one, Friday night against Pittsburgh. So we'll see what happens. Have to keep an eye on the out-of-town scoreboard. So we'll see what happens there. But, these are just the small little things you got to clean up before the playoffs, and hopefully they get it done. They have more teams that they can beatable teams, so hopefully they get it done. They get Boston back next week in Boston, so we'll see what that brings. But 4 games left at this point. Pittsburgh Friday, Islanders Sunday, Boston Tuesday, Detroit Wednesday. So we'll see. It's getting down to the nitty-gritty, and look, tonight wasn't good. I'm not going to cherry pick it, but I'm not panicking yet. If they play like if they play like tonight again on Friday, then I'm going to put a red flag up, Then I'll be a little more concerned. But for tonight, you get the occasional beat down once in a while, and that's what happened here. Markstrom had a rough game. So it is what it is. I'm not going to over panic on this one. So that's going to do it. 7-2 Boston, your final. So it is what it is. So next game, Friday, Pittsburgh coming to town. The Penguins. Maybe the last time we see Sidney Crosby in a Penguins uniform. I don't know what's going to happen this summer with him. Maybe he finally gets traded. I don't know. So we'll see what happens there. And who knows, maybe we'll clinch that playoff spot by then. So have to keep an eye on the out-of-town scoreboard. And I'll be back Friday with more videos. So that's going to do it from me for now for this one. Thank you all so much for watching. My name is Trevor, and I'll see you for the next one.